Page 41, Kumbaya. This piece is in a lot of method books and various arrangements. This gives us a chance to practice our chords a little more. The C chord and the F chord. And the G7 chord is in here also. We get all three of them. You see, you can take all three chords and they make a nice chord progression. So we do the C chord, then the F chord, and then the G7 chord. It makes a nice chord progression. Or I can go from the C chord to the F chord, directly to the G7 chord, and the back. That's another one. Let's move around a little more. That's actually more common than putting the C chord in between the others, but you'll get there. It's a chord progression. I just need you to be aware of it. Let's talk about this Kumbaya. It's 4 lines long. There's no repeat sign, so it's just 4 lines long. Treble and bass clef, 4/4 time signature, and we got half notes, dotted half notes, quarter notes, and whole notes. Okay. We got these chords going. A lot of notes going on, but actually most of the time it's just one hand or the other playing. In this case it's the left hand because the left hand gets the melody. That's nice. I like it's when playing the piano, the right hand gets the melody so much and the left hand kind of gets left out. So I like it when they can give the left hand the melody once in a while. You need to develop both hands. That's the problem. Now I'm going to kind of take this both hands at the same time because most of the time it's just left hand. And you're starting at C position, of course. That's generally where we start. And if you're not sure, you just look at the music. It tells you where to start. I mean, at the beginning, it's 5th finger here. And when the right hand plays at the end of the line, it's a C chord. So we're in C position. But we are moving around a little bit because of the F chord and the G7 chord. I also want to mention here that we can use the numbers, the chord numbers on this, because you kind of need to know those two. We're in the key of C major, it's all the white keys, and the C chord you already know is 1 chord because it's built on the first step of the scale. You identify it by a Roman numeral I, and if you put the numbers in the music, they go under the bottom staff, underneath. So you have the C chord as the 1 chord, and then the F chord, well, it's a 1, 2, 3, 4, so that would be a 4 chord in the key of C. We already know the G7 chord is a 5/7 chord. So the 1, the 4, and the 5/7 chord. Those 3 chords are called the primary chords of a key. Any key, doesn't matter. Same numbers. I'll come back to that as we go through the book. Just keep that in mind. Every key has 3 primary chords. The 1, the 4, and the 5/7. Okay, now back to this. Here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. Remember the dotted half note is the same as 3 quarter notes because the half note gets 2 counts and the dot gets 1. That's 3 of them. So we hold it down for 3 counts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then the F chord. Now at the end of the line, the left hand is tied. See all those curved lines? So you're going to hold it down, and after 4 counts, then you add the C chord to it. So the last 2 measures of the first line is 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then both hands come up and you do the second line. At the end of the second line, you're playing a D in the left hand for the last 2 measures. And 4 counts later, you add the G7 chord in the right hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4. And then you go on. That's how it works. Now on the bottom line, you're here on the F, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. There you're at, that's just 2 counts before you add the chord. And so it's a little different rhythm. Once you're comfortable with the notes and the rhythms, you think there's no real articulation. You put in the phrasing if you want, so you kind of connect the notes to the musical sentences. And I have in this arrangement, it just works out to where you can either take it every 3 measures as a phrase or the full line as a phrase. I don't like short phrases, so I would take the full line as 1 phrase, connect it all, keeping in mind you can't really connect it because they're chords, but you do the best you can. And at the end of the line, you lift up as if taking a breath. there on each of these lines here for the articulation. Did I confuse you? Are you still here? Okay. For the dynamics, well, again, they're confusing you, and I think it's incorrect what they've done. It's an MF at the beginning, mezzo forte, which is sort of loud. This is the melody. Well, the chord isn't the melody, it's the top note in the chord, but right now we'll just pretend it's the whole thing. And that's sort of loud, but at the end of the line, they give you an MP. I'd take a pencil and cross out that MP. The idea is the melody, you play the melody at the dynamic given, and everything else is in the background. So at the end of the line, when I hear and I add the right hand to it, I want to hear the left hand. Don't cover up the left hand when you do that. It's got to be soft. I don't know if medium soft is soft enough. You might need to play that right hand soft, because I still want to hear this. The problem with, and what I'm saying is what I think they're incorrect about, is that they don't give you another MF for the second line. They don't give you anything. And in fact, they don't even give you an MP. So that's like saying, okay, now you're medium soft in the second line because they gave you an MP at the end of the first line. So you stay in a dynamic till they give you another one. So that's telling you you're MP. And I'm sure that's not what they want. They want the melody MF, and they wanted these chords in the right hand to be MP. I think they should be P. They should be soft. So just cross out the MP, it's incorrect, and play the left hand moderately loud and the right hand soft, if you can. Do the best you can with that. As far as speed goes, if you were going to sing this, how fast would you see? We're not talking speed of the beat. We're talking the overall feel of it. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's moving pretty good. But the way this is written, they're mostly half notes and whole notes. So that speeds it. That speeds the count up a little bit. But you're not really counting it necessarily. Once you have the rhythm, you're feeling it. So it doesn't matter. You don't have to count fast. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. You feel it. They've added pedal for the last two measures. A number of method books do this. I completely disagree with it. I strongly disagree with it. Again, when you use the pedal, use it for specific reasons and understand why you're using the pedal, or don't use it. I see no reason to add overtones, and that's the only reason to do it, is add the overtones at the end. The overtone makes it a fuller sound. I want it to die away. I don't want a fuller sound. So no pedal. Don't use pedal on this, please. Just don't. Now, if I'd been using the pedal on the other stuff, then we could probably get away with it. Then, you know, on the chords. But we aren't using pedal for that yet, so just don't use pedal on this piece at all. Let's play it together very slowly and make sure you have the notes and the rhythms. I say slowly. It's actually, beat's going to be pretty fast, but it's going to feel slow. 1, 2, ready, go. 2, 4. 1, 2, 3. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 4, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, 2, 4. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. Off.